Okay, another installment of your lessons of the day featuring yours truly. I want to get you started today with a couple questions of thought for you. Please don't just let this video pass you by and you're like, okay, whatever, Missy OK wants me to think about this, I'm going to keep going. No, I really want you to think about these things. The first being, do you know what heredity is? If you do, I want you to make a mental list of the things that you believe are associated with that. And if it helps some of you, I want you to think about siblings. I don't mean identical siblings. I know some of you have family members or yourself are a multiple birth person. So no twins, no triplets. I want you to think about separate births. Do those siblings look alike? So if you need to pause, now's a good time to do that. Some of you have been writing down some of your thoughts. Go ahead and do that now too. And then unpause the video when you're ready to move on. So today you have an activity titled Where Did It Come From? And the document in Google Classroom that goes with it looks like this on your screen. One of the things that you need to make sure that you're aware of when it references offspring, I know it's labeled, but I want to draw your attention to it. This is the offspring in question. And then when it talks about parents, these are the parents below, okay? They're not identified as which one is the parent, so just keep that in mind that it does not matter. They're just looking at parent sets. So this would be an offspring created through sexual reproduction. I want you at this time to respond to those 3 questions that are on that page. So you're gonna have to pause the video, go to the document, explore what it's asking. You'll see that there are parts A, B, and C under question number 2. Please answer all 3 parts. And then come back to the video when you're done. Yeah, I'm pausing to make sure that you are actually pausing the video and not just waiting to go on. All right, so you are going to have to take some notes from my lesson today. So the topic, essential question, and the page number that those notes need to appear on in your interactive notebook are listed on the screen. Again, please pause the video so that you have enough time to write that down so that when I move on, you're ready to go. All right, there are 3 vocabulary terms that are important for us to get out of the way because the things that I'm going to talk about next do rely on these 3 terms quite a bit. So with an inherited trait, we're talking about a characteristic that's passed from parent to offspring. Offspring, they are the product of reproduction. So they are a new organism that's produced by one or more parents. We'll talk about that one parent offspring in later lessons because those do exist. Variation. So that's the occurrence of an organism, trait, or gene in more than one form. All right, so let's talk about this activity. I have a few questions for us to get started. Again, notice I have the offspring and the parents just as they were on your activity. What traits does the offspring have? So here I'm asking, what things can you notice? In this situation, we're doing just at observable traits. What observable traits do you see of that offspring? Give you a few hints. What color are its eyes? Does it have short wings or long wings? Does it have a green body, a brown body? Does it have a green, a black, or a brown bottom segment of its body? Okay, so notice that all of those options that I gave you are either represented down here in the parents because some have red eyes, some have white, some have this, I'm not sure if it's blue or gray. Some have long wings, some have short. Some of them have this green colored body or it's brown. And then some have the black, the green, or the brown bottoms on them as well. So here, as you've already noted, I am certain. White eyes, black bottom, short wings, and a tan body. Where do you think the offspring gets its brown and black body from? And its parents is not the correct answer here. This is where I want you to look at those parent combinations that were at the bottom of your page, that are also at the bottom of the screen. Which parent combination would produce an offspring with the characteristics of the one that we see in front of us? Would parent A be an option? B, C, D? Pick one that you think. Did you pick parent A? I hope not. Because notice that parents A do not have all of the traits that the offspring has. The only thing that they have in common is a tan body, nothing else. So it's very unlikely that the parents A would produce the offspring. What about parents B? Does one of the parents have white eyes? Does one of the parents have short wings? Tan body, black bottom? That could be a possibility out of parents B. What about C? I don't see the white eyes in there, so probably not C. And then D. I do see some common traits there as well. So it looks like could be a combination. It could be either one of parents B or parents D. And then where do you think that the offspring gets its white eyes and short wings? So again, you're going to want to go through the sets of parents. Which ones have those traits that they would have white eyes and short wings? And I kind of walked you through that in the last question. Again, we're looking at parent sets B or D. We don't have anything definitive saying one way or the other at this point. And as we just put in here, which one could be their parents, B or D? We've ruled out the others. I'm not going to get into some of the finer details of the possibilities of these producing an offspring like we saw. We're just looking at the parents and the observable traits that we see within those parents. And then as I pointed out before, characteristics that lead you to think that its parents B or D are those short wings, because that's what the offspring has. The black bottom, also what the offspring has. The tan body, the white eyes. Okay, those are the features that are represented in those parent combinations. And so what do you know about heredity that helps to support your conclusion? Do those siblings all look identical to each other if they come from separate births? Really? It's a matter of offspring are getting a mixture of traits from their parents. And it's hard to say what ones are going to be demonstrated in those offspring. That's kind of the fun of heredity when we talk about this topic. All right, so please make sure your notes are complete. Please make sure that you've completed the doc on Google Classroom so that at the end of the week you can submit that, and then I can see all of your work. I do have a copy of the notes posted at the bottom of the web page, so that if you needed some support, you want to make sure that you have everything necessary, you can reference it there. You'll also see these slides as well posted for you to go back to if you choose, and if you're really kind of tired of hearing me speak to you. All right, guys, you know my office hours. Please make sure that you chime in if you need anything.